Hi, my name's Ed Fooey, and I've just completed producing and directing a film that made its premiere today at the Marconi Museum in North Chatham. I've long been fascinated by the history of Chatham during World War II. It was a hotbed of activity for a small town. There was this very important naval intelligence operation going on here, and there were two Coast Guard facilities as well as a secret Army research installation. So there was a very, very important contribution to the war effort by the people of Chatham. What went on here is two things. One is there was some very sophisticated radio transmission and receiving equipment, very large antennas, of course, and some of them are still here, that received the transmissions from the German submarines. The Germans did not realize that Polish and British mathematicians had figured out the secret to their naval code and had invented a machine that's actually the forerunner of a modern computer in order to read the mail of the German submarine commander, Admiral Karl Dönitz. And he was in contact with his submarines constantly. The submarines would surface at night, which was the only time that their radios would operate, of course. They'd come up on the surface, and then they would receive their orders, or they would report back to Admiral Dönitz. Little did they know, and Admiral Dönitz didn't realize it until years later after the war ended, that every transmission was being read by the Allies. Many of the transmissions were monitored here in Chatham. I started researching it, I suppose, in the late fall of 2010. I was in Washington, D.C. on other business, and I went over to the Navy Historic Branch, which is in the Navy Yard along the Anacostia River in southeast Washington, and I met the Navy historian there, and he didn't know anything about the role of Chatham radio in World War II, and for good reason, because this was a very, very secret installation. This is a story that you could spend an hour or two telling, because of the fact that I thought that it was primarily be seen by people who were standing up at the Navy corner of the museum. I made it so that it was not too long, and also I wanted to make sure that it appealed to children, because otherwise, if children don't understand what happened here, all of this wonderful patrimony that Chatham has will be lost. So I made it brief, because children have a short attention span, and I wanted it to be seen primarily, as I said, by people standing up. It's only about 7.5 minutes long, so it just skips across the surface of a wonderful story of a battle that took the lives of over 30,000 seamen on both sides and lasted for 6 years.